Hello everyone! Welcome to a quick and dirty episode of AndersMillknits. I'm your host, Emily. You can find me on Instagram and on Ravelry. You can find me on Ravelry as aka Millie. That's Millie. And on Instagram as aka Millie907. We have a Ravelry group called the AndersMill podcast. And if you go on there, you can enter into all of our knit-alongs, our double dip cal, where you can get, it's a monthly drawing for that. The summer stripe along has officially closed, and unfortunately I won't be able to tell you who won on this episode because this, like I said, this is a quick and dirty one, and Giddy Knits Giddy Helen, she's being so nice as to pull the winners for that, and I don't know who the winners are as yet, so I couldn't tell you. But I will definitely be posting that, and probably the people who won will have their prizes before I podcast the next time. But we have that going, and then we have the entry into the 24 Days of Cheer, which is our mini skein swap on a budget, as we say, for the month of December. And you can still enter that. Entry is via the Google form in the thread, and we're joined by so many podcasters. We've got Caffeinated Gert, we've got Giddy Knits, we've got oh my goodness, Daisy Knits. We've got, I can't remember all of them all of a sudden, but there are so many of them, and I talked about this in detail in the last episode, so I'll just move on from there. But I encourage you all to go over there and enter into that one because the swap is going to be so much fun. And though you can enter in to be a swappie until September 15th, and then I will let everybody know who they're swapped with. So that's going on. So, and let me see if that's about it for the administrative piece. So today, the reason why we're in the bedroom, my sanctuary, as I call it sometimes, is that I'm packing. I am going home to Alaska this evening, and I am packing up the items that I want to bring with me, either knitwear items that are completed and ready to be used, or projects that I want to, that I feel like I might get to when I'm up there. I never know what I'm gonna knit on. I've got probably about 30 or more works in progress right now, and honestly I just go with whatever the mood strikes me. So even when I say on the podcast, oh, I might do this afternoon, so by the afternoon maybe I don't feel like knitting on that and I feel like knitting on something else. You never know with me. But with that in mind, I wanted to bring a lot of things with me that I could have that opportunity to. So if I don't want to work on something complicated, I can work on something simple and mindless, and and just have things around that will be of comfort to me. So I wanted to, the reason why I'm going home is because my grandma passed away 2 days ago, and she was an amazing woman, and she touched a lot of people's lives. She was a pianist for her entire life, and she taught piano up until the day she died, even though she wasn't teaching, she wasn't taking actual students. She was just teaching her great-grandchildren, but that doesn't matter, because she had a lot of arthritis in her hands, so it was getting really difficult for her to play. And she played the organ for church. Actually, I think she's stopped doing that in the last year or so because of the arthritis, but she taught other people to play the organ. I have such amazing memories of her. She is my confidant. My grandma never felt like she should keep me, or probably any of my other siblings or cousins, away from the truth about, things in general, like why a certain family member is acting a certain way. So she would provide us with a history of that, or why she loves grandpa so much, or or how to do things. I don't know. Grandma was just very gregarious, very outgoing, very sociable, and yet at the same time, I feel like she was a precious soul that just clung to her family with all her might. And one of the reasons why right now I can talk to her about her with such joy is because in my culture we believe that families are forever, and because of that, death does not separate us, but is actually an opportunity to reunite with our loved ones who have gone before us. And for grandma, that would be my grandpa. She loved him with all her being, and I know that she missed him with a desperate ache these last few years. And for her to be home with him is the greatest blessing that any of us could ask for. So while there is the pain of knowing that I won't see her anymore, and she was my last living grandparent, the pain is mitigated by the knowledge that she is joyful and rejoicing, and with the people that she loves, she's back home. So now that we've talked about that, that's why I'm packing. That's why I'm getting ready to go. And I'm packing a lot of my winter gear right now because here in the Portland area, I'm in Wilsonville, it's going to get to about 102 degrees today. But back home in Anchorage, the high is going to be 57. So, and most of it's going to be rain while I'm home. So I wanted to pack with that in mind because, you know, I'm probably going to be hit with the cold really dramatically when I first get there. So I'm going to bring my breathing space cardigan, and I'm actually going to be wearing this the day after I get there because my best friends, we're all getting together and we're going to the fair. They all asked me, what can we do for you right now? And I said, just distract me. Just give me something to focus on other than, you know, the loss. And they said, well, why don't we go to the fair? We were already planning on going to it, and we'd love to have you. And so, yeah, we're going to go to the fair and have a grand old time. And then they're going to drop me off with my parents who are going to be camping and trying to find some rest out in the wilds of Alaska, I guess you would say. My parents don't really camp. They have a very luxurious motorhome, so, you know. So they'll be dropping me off there with Watson. So with that in mind, I'm also bringing my Azlite shawl, and I've talked about this on previous episodes. This is my favorite shawl I've ever knit. And then I am also bringing my... Is this the Color Affection? I think this is the Color Affection. I think it is. Shawl. No, because I don't think I've knit the Color Affection. This is a Joji Locatelli shawl. Oh boy, I'm bad. You guys are probably screaming at me what the pattern is right now, but I forget. So my husband bought me this yarn when we were back in Anchorage last November to get married. And so you can see my bind off's not the greatest because it's puckering there. But I finished it, and I've really only worn it once or twice, and so I thought I'd bring it along, and it's something that I can tie back to my loving husband and his love for me, and so, it's so long, I could wear it. You know how they wear scarves a lot? I've never really done this before, but I just thought about it. Oh, I'm choking myself. But, see, I could wear it like this and be good, right? Wow, I didn't realize how easy that was going to be. Yeah, but I'm sweating right now, so that's not staying on. Then I'm bringing a myriad of socks, hand-knitted socks. So I'm bringing my waffle socks that I knit for my wedding. I love these socks, they're so comfortable. Then I'm bringing a couple pairs of just no pattern socks, and some of these are quite old. Like this one, I don't know how. Well, this one I think is only about a year old. But this one's got I've got all kinds of heels going on. Like this is the Fish Lips Kiss heel. This one is the heel flat pattern, the partridge heel, and you can't see that. There's no way you can see that. Then on this one, I've got an afterthought heel, and this is again just no pattern, just Emily just going off the cuff. Then let's see, I think those are all of the major heels going on. I think this one is, yeah, this one is an Afterthought heel again. This is some hand dyed from me from my old shop. And then I've got the Query Fibers that I just finished in the Heirloom Carrots, and I did that in the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And then I've got the one I just finished with the Happy Socks in the crayon colorway, with also the Fish Lips Kiss heel. Those are the Hermione socks. And finally, I've got another pair of 2x2 ribbed socks in a Felici, Knit Picks Felici colorway. And I bet you this is a Fish Kiss heel. So, and this is so soft and lovely. So those are the finished items that I plan on wearing that are hand knits that will keep me warm. I'm not thinking that I'm going to bring a heavy jacket, but because I have my hand knits, I figure I'll be pretty good there. I'm going to bring a sweater and a light rain jacket, and I think that will be it. Maybe I'll bring some fingerless mitts. I might do that too, but I'm just thinking through things as we go. So, you know, I've got those fingerless mitts that I've not worn that I designed a while back, and I haven't published the pattern either. But, you know, I've got that I can bring and wear on my little mitts. So then what, when I say that I have a whole bunch of stuff that I'm bringing that I can knit on, what am I talking about? So this is in no particular order. Literally, some things haven't even been cast on yet, so we're gonna just go with the flow. So the first thing that I have right next to me is my Bendy Arrow shawl. Let's see, which way is the right way? I think this is the right way. So here's my Bendy Arrow shawl, and I've gotten to the point where I'm now decreasing. So there it all is. It's gonna be a lovely big shawl. I think I messed up somewhere because I don't think it was supposed to come out. Let's see if you can see that. I think it was supposed to end with the I-cord bind off right where the yarn overs are, but I went like 3 more stitches. I don't know. Before I started the decreases. I'm fine with it either way. It doesn't matter to me. I love this knit. I'm knitting these on my Melody US size 6 interchangeables. And that's going to come into play. Those needles are going to come into play later. So, and the yarn one is a chickadee. Okay, where are you? Yarn. Oh yeah, they're in my knitting journal. One is a chickadee base, and the other, I believe, is a Madeleine Tosh, but I'm not sure. The blue, the solid blue, I believe is a Madeleine Tosh. Not positive on that, but you know. This pattern I love, and the process I love. The only reason it's not done is because last week we were down in, last Sunday, we were down in Lincoln City with my husband, and my husband and I took his mother-in-law, who was visiting, down to Lincoln City for the day. And as I was knitting on it in the car, going down, I accidentally spilt my Diet Coke all over it. So it needed time to air out and dry up. I haven't washed anything because I need to get in touch with Hot Pink Socks or the Rusted Stitch to find out if I need to hand wash this. I'm feeling like I should hand wash my project bag. But everything's dry now. There's some little brown stains on it, and I figure my shawl's gonna get washed anyway once I'm done, so it doesn't really matter. But because it needed time to dry, I didn't really get much work done on it, which was really sad for me. At least that I recall from the last time you guys saw it. I don't know. That could be. Hi, sweetheart. Are you gonna come over and see me? You just walk all over the knitting. It doesn't matter, right? You just need to be by mama. There we go. So he's just gonna, yeah, put his back to you guys. So the next thing I'm going to cast on is with some more Felici. Because I pulled out those socks last night and I just was like, oh man, they're so soft. And I know I've got some Happy Self striping colorways in my stash. And I want something mindless but happy. Like just the colors are happy. Because Grandma reminds me of a rainbow. She lights up the room. She lighted up the room wherever she went. So, and I wanted something to remember this whole experience of going home and her funeral and stuff. So I decided that I was going to cast on some self-striping in the Felici in the Balloon Ride, right? Is that right? Yeah, Balloon Ride colorway. And so now we are wondering, what am I going to cast on? Well, I don't really want to cast on socks in these, because if you notice, now these aren't very old socks, but there's some pilling. Oh, you can't see that at all. Never mind. I'm not even going to try and show you. There's pilling going on the heel flap. And so Felici is kind of, it's a lovely yarn, but it's not full of strength, if that makes sense. And that can easily be solved, because, I mean, hello, how many times do we sit here and put in contrasting heels and toes, right? So it's no big deal. But at the same time, I just thought to myself, you know, I've already got 2 pairs of socks on the needles. Maybe I don't want to put on another sock. So instead, what I'm doing is, instead of the sock head hat, I'm doing the sock head cowl by Kelly McClure. That's a terrible picture of it, I know, because I printed it out in black and white. Here's a good, and this is free on Rav. So it's really, honestly, just a tube. And you can knit it with, variegated, self-striping, which is what I'm doing, solid, what have you. So it's just a mindless knit, and that's what I wanted. Watson keeps groaning every time I lean on him. Are you gonna be okay? And to knit it with, I am bringing along my square collage needles, and I'm not gonna bring in size, let's see, US size 6. So fingers crossed this works better than the one that I did with the socks. Apparently collage is not the company maybe that I should have bought the square needles from. I've learned from you guys from the last episode that there are quite a few other brands that I could have gone with that would have been a lot better. So I know that for the future. I am also bringing along my current, what do we call it when it's a no pattern? I can't remember. My own recipe of socks. So I'm knitting it in the Kirby Werby color brand in the Granny Bell colorway. Why does it say that it's sparkle? The sparkle base. This is not a sparkle base. No. This is probably the soft and squishy base, which is 75-25 with 450 yards, which is a crap lot of yardage, which is great because I love this colorway. So I've knit all the way down. I stopped last night when I was on the road with my husband. We had to go grocery shopping for my husband for a while I was gone because he wouldn't otherwise. He just probably would have eaten fast food while I was gone. So while we were on the road, I finished up like an inch of knitting, and now I'm ready for the toe. So I stopped that so I can do that, I don't know, while I'm gone sometime. So I love this. I love the pooling that's going on this. I love how it's intentional pooling. I love the needles I'm using, which is the Addi Turbos in size 0. I love everything about that. It's such a comforting knit. It's great. And it's really exciting to me. I've been playing with my tension a lot to kind of move the pooling along or making it stop. It's been really fun to see that my control in the project with the yarn. So, you know. The other pair of socks that I am bringing, you guys may remember from the last episode, the curling tendril socks that my best friend got me for my birthday. The pattern, anyway. So, I'm knitting it in the Hazel Knits in the cuff, if I can find it. Oh, it's stuck. I'm knitting on DPN's US size 1s, the cuff at least. And I finished the cuff. And now I need to, and I even broke it off from the purple skein. And now I need to skein up before I go today my Hazel Knits in the, this is a Rogue colorway, but it's kind of like a fire colorway. It's got orange, browns, and reds in there. but they all blend very well together. So, in fact, I'm just going to leave this out so I don't forget. So I need to do that, skein that up so that I have it ready. And the reason why I want to bring this pattern along that requires a lot of concentration is I thought to myself, A, I want to show it to my best friend. I want to show her what I'm working on for her. B, because I can't keep a surprise to save my life. Who are we kidding? You know, she was going to know beforehand anyway. What was I going to say? So, B, though, I have a lot of easy, mindless knitting coming with me, but I also wanted something that if I needed to redirect my attention, ground myself in the moment, I could take out this pattern, which I already put away, the curling tendrils pattern, which will require me to concentrate, and just let everything else that's going on around me go by the wayside, and I'll just be in that moment with my knitting and recenter myself. And I thought that would be a really good idea to bring along. So, speaking of my bestie, I still haven't finished her hat. The super slouchy hat. Oh, by Cat Mountain Fibers. There, can you see it? There you go. I love this hat. I think I maybe knit 2 rounds on it. Since we last spoke, I put on the bamboo silk colorway. So that's on there. I think I'm going to try and finish this while I'm waiting for the plane tonight. There's not much more to go. Let me double check to make sure that I don't need any other needles. I might need... Well, no, I've got this covered. I'll tell you why. Because I'm knitting these on my Melody US size 9 interchangeable knitting needles on a 16-inch cord. And that's living in a bag that my bestie made me. I just call it, a whale of a tail bag, I think I called it, or something like that. Then my last thing I am knitting on is a new cast on as of this week. My best friend sent me, one of my best friends I should say, sent me this pattern via Ravelry as a, I hope this brings you comfort kind of gift. And it's the Veronica sweater. And I really love this sweater because there are no waist shaping, no bust shaping. It's literally like it's kind of like a poncho, kind of like a blanket, but definitely a shawl color sweater. And it's so easy to knit. It's so fun too, because the construction is amazing. It goes from sleeve, you cast on one sleeve, and you cast off on the other sleeve. And there's minimal there's minimal seaming. You literally just seam right here. And you're done. I mean, come on. And it's a wonderful knit. I'm knitting this on my Dragonfly Fibers yarn that my best friend Tasha gave me way back in the day. It's called Mushroom Hunting. And let's see, is this the right way? Yes, okay. Oh, that was actually a good spot. So here's the shawl collar area. You're knitting that as you go. So I just finished all the increases for the shawl collar. I cast on for the back piece. So this is obviously one sleeve down here. And now I'm going to be knitting straight for the back piece. Look at all those colors. Isn't it beautiful? I love this. And do you see the ridges? Like how I'm sticking my boobs in the camera. Oh boy, Emily. So there's some ribbing at the bottom. The gauge is nice and loose and drapey. I feel just very relaxed and very zen as I'm knitting this. Like, my problems just kind of disappear. You can tell because I cast this on, I think, on Tuesday or something. And it's Friday morning and this is what I've got. And I haven't had much time to knit. Just saying. So I've got 6 skeins of the Dragonfly Fiber colorway in the Mushroom Hunting. So you can see a little bit of that rusty green, or I guess you'd call it rusty green. Let's see. There we go. That's the color. I love this. So here's Dragonfly Fibers, and I hear tell they're going to be at SAF in October. Obviously, I'm not going to SAF because that's all the way across the country, and it's in October. But, so you guys can get your hands on some Dragonfly Fibers, which I highly recommend. I really enjoy their yarns. Besides from all of that, the tools that I'm bringing are, I am bringing the rest of my Melody interchangeable sets so that I have everything I need just in case I decide to cast on another project, or like in the case of the super slouchy hat, I need an extra long cord in order to finish the decreases for the crown. It seems like half of the projects, I know it's not, 2 of the projects I'm knitting on currently are in my Melody needles, and so I thought this would be a good thing to bring. And I mean, come on, it's smaller than my makeup case, and I might put all of this in here. No, I don't think it will fit. Anyway, so I have this rubber little, I think it's supposed to be a pencil case. I got it last year, and inside here I've just got a few knickknacks. I've got an extra measuring tape, I've got my stitch markers, and I've got my extra DPNs in the larger size, the US size 2, right? Yes, 2.75 millimeter in the Knitter's Pride to finish the rest of the curling tendril sock. So, the only thing I need to add into here are my my darning needles, and I will be set to go with, you know, and I think I've got a pair of scissors already in here somewhere, so I'm good to go with everything else. And so this is what I'm taking. Now, what I'm going to take on the airplane, I haven't decided, because on one hand, I kind of just want to knit on the sweater. On another hand, I'm like, oh, I could finish the socks and then start another pair of socks, or the other pair, or the other sock. I could cast on the mindless one. I've downloaded a whole bunch of podcasts to listen and watch. I need to finish this. It's just, I'm all over the place on what I should do. But I know I'll figure it out. It's not like an earth-shattering dilemma. For those of you, if you want to know, Watson will be traveling with me. He is a comfort animal, or a therapy animal. Yes, you are, aren't you? Yeah. So he's going to go in the plane with me under the seat, and he does really well. We're going to go over to the vet today and get his okay to fly certificate and get his nails trimmed, and he'll be good to go. Well, we have to also get his medicine refilled for his allergies, right? Yeah. He's a good guy. So that's about it, guys. This is a really short one, but I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for coming and visiting with me on your time off, or on your breaks. And I will see you again soon. Take care, and remember to knit what you love and love what you knit.